Okay, yeah.
They're giving you a lot smaller portions of whatever it is, and
they're
it
just
goes
giving
back
you,
to the money.
yeah,
There's
they're
nothing
giving you
changed.
less portions. Not necessarily the chickens are smaller. They're just giving you less.
Yeah, but if you look at the leg of that Kentucky Fried Chicken, it's small, or even the thigh.
She's
is
gonna
like,
have to take your word for it.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
know.
bring you one.
Oh
Okay.
And
God,
I'll bring you lunch tomorrow.
dude.
She's gonna smack me at the
She will. She'll smack you with that leg.
But then also too, then you look at fish, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The ocean is contaminated. The
Horribly.
rivers are contaminated.
True.
Right? And a lot of, especially like the bottom feeders, you know, like
Which
how,
they pass on for other fish too.
yeah, you have like lobster, crab, you know, halibut,
Oh, okay,
sole, all those things that are bottom feeders,
Yeah.
like mercury and everything sinks to the bottom.
Yeah, it's heavy.
So they're
Right?
gonna, yeah.
And so they're getting it, and then what are we doing? Eating them. So it's like everything that the animals eat, right? They might not be eating a lot, but it's inside their body, it's concentrated. And then
Right.
we're going to eat a concentrated amount
That you can't cook out.
that, yeah, there's no way you can cook it out,
Right.
right? And then we're eating that.
So why was there that myth of this is better than that and that's better than this? I mean,
I think it's,
if they're all the same,
No, I think that it's marketing.
wow.
You know, oh, and then
That makes
when
sense,
pork
yeah.
when pork started to not sell, oh, the other white meat, right?
Right.
And then and then also too,
Even
up
milk.
until
Even
yeah.
milk
does
like
your body
broccoli
good.
has more calcium than milk,
Yeah.
but yet they push milk.
Yeah. And then you have all these things. Oh, but I'm lactose intolerant. Oh, let's sell milk that doesn't have any lactose in it, right? But it's
Right.
still milk,
Right.
right? Because anything to make a buck is really what it is, and it's easy to influence people through, you know, marketing and advertising,
advertising,
because
right.
Oh, I feel so
people-
dirty.
because
Right.
people don't
We've been lied to.
people don't know the 101 of nutrition, right?
Right.
So when you don't have the basics of
Yeah.
nutrition, everything sounds good. It's like, oh, this sounds good. Oh, this sounds good.
So how did you develop and how did you gain the basics that brought you to where you are in your knowledge?
Well, I've always been very interested, right, in nutrition. Of course, when I was competing, it was always nutrition. It's like, how am I going to
Bulk up.
Yeah, well, get more lean muscle and have less body fat and all that kind of stuff. So that was started there.
Okay.
But then over the course of time, you know, as you know, decades went on, 11 years ago, I got breast cancer on one side. And then I started to talk to a naturopathic nutritionist.
And that is a,
So like a naturopathic doctor that, so not like your regular doctor that basically if there's something wrong.
Not the Western
you-
medicine kind of.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily Western or Eastern because, you know,
So
naturopathic
it's a
doesn't mean,
specialist.
it's
Right.
just you want to try to go the natural route instead of immediately going to drugs.
Got
Right.
it.
Right?
Got it.
So, and I learned a lot from that, and that inspired me to read, you know, to expand what I already knew. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff, you know, and that I think I know why I got breast cancer to begin with.
Like
you
you
know,
could
to
almost
start with,
trace it back
yeah,
to.
to
Wow,
start
that's
off
crazy.
with,
Wow.
this is back in the days when we were, you know, we always packed our foods. You know, we always carried our food, and we had this gallon jug. You know, it was all
Right.
plastic,
Right.
right? And all of the containers were all plastic, and they were not BPA free. Nobody knew about that.
what's
Right?
a BPA free? What's that?
You know, BPA, like, so plastic contains
'Cause this
this
is fascinating.
molecule, right?
Yeah.
This can I have that? Sorry, you might not be able to drink this after I tell you.
I don't even want it now.
So plastic contains has a molecule that's very, very similar. I think it's like one molecule off from
Estrogen?
right? So say for example, you see how this crinkle? A little bit of it is leaching into the water, right? And you drink it, and it goes into your body, and your body thinks, oh, it's estrogen, right? So it stores it, right? That's how a lot of people are getting, I don't know about other cancers, but for sure, you know, male-related cancers and
Right.
breast cancer.
Wow.
right? And it was always to be a joke that, oh, your kids are going to think that, you know, you're supposed to eat out of Tupperware. That was kind of like the joke,
Right.
Right.
right? Because I was always on the go, always because I had to eat
Meal
like
prep,
six
yeah.
times,
Yeah.
six
As
times
a
a day,
bodybuilder,
Yeah.
right?
Just, yeah.
So, and I was microwaving it, not knowing that it was leaching into the food.
Right,
We were
because when you're
drinking
cooking it,
water
it's shooting
from,
it, yeah.
you know, from
Wow.
plastic. We didn't know anything about all of that, right? And I really believe that that's why I got breast cancer to begin with. I mean, that's not the only thing. but
Right.
I think that
There's
was
other factors.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah,
a-
yeah, there was,
contributing.
yeah. And so
Wow, that's crazy. I don't want to drink water anymore. It's like,
we didn't say don't drink
damn
water.
No, but okay,
you
so,
know, because
so
that's
what
how you
would-
refine them. Is
Well,
the
yeah.
containers.
What would
I don't
be
like
a good
drinking tap water.
alternative to tap water? Might actually be better.
Yeah,
Well,
right. At
no,
this
it's
point.
not. It's you know, now they have BPA free everything.
Right.
Nowadays, if it's not BPA free, nobody's.
But then
gonna
again,
buy
how
it.
do we know that it's not just another marketing thing that says
We don't.
BPA free?
We don't. That's why most of the time I eat out of glass containers. You
Yes,
know?
I
But even
noticed
those
that
have
upstairs.
plastic tops.
Yeah, but you're not.
limiting it,
You're,
yeah.
but it's not touching it,
Okay.
right? And when you heat it up, you just heat up the glass,
Right.
right? And they have, and you can even get those glass containers that's surrounded by the silicone so it doesn't break,
Okay.
Right.
right?
Hmm.
So I think glass is still the best, you know?
So eating out of a paper plate is bad.
No, paper plate is,
Okay,
paper is
'cause
not
that's what we're-
plastic.
Because I get lazy of washing the dishes,
You
so
do
I get paper
styrofoam.
plates.
Don't do styrofoam.
Yeah, don't do styrofoam, don't do plastic.
Wow.
You know, but I don't know what the paper plates are coated
See,
with.
now I'm really glad that we have you on here because
Damn.
this is opening my eyes to a
Well,
lot
yeah.
of things.
Now I
that-
want to go home and throw away anything that
It's
isn't glass. No, I'm
No,
serious.
you know,
This
and then
is-
honestly, you know, I'm not 100%. Look at me today. I'm drinking out of this.
Yeah.
But I pick one that is not as crinkly.
Sturdy.
It's sturdier.
Right.
So of course I'm sure it's leaching, but not
but not as
not
bad
as
the
much
other
as
ones,
this
right.
because when you go like this, you can literally hear it.
recycled.
It's thin, and
Yeah.
it didn't used to be like this. Just
Yeah, they
what,
used to be
5
less
years ago,
sturdy,
they used
yeah.
to be. You did not. It was about at least double.
Every once in a while, I get a case where they're not that way, but
Yeah.
it's kind of.
And then when you
random.
touch this, it's
Yeah.
it's much, you know, harder.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
it's still
I
not
drink
that
the
good.
Santi, so I'm good.
So you know, but this is kind of like an emergency when I have to because it's like, oh, I forgot my
Because
water.
I know you usually bring like
My-
this
A giant
Yeah.
jug.
junk of, you know,
Yeah,
and
but-
you leave it everywhere, by the way. Which,
I know.
I
Yeah,
know
you
through the
do.
gym,
I
we're like,
forget it.
oh, I know Mom's been here. I see her jug of water.
Now, speaking of water, how much of that? Because you used to make me drink a lot of water. I mean, what's the idea
should.
behind that?
Well, it's not just water, but fluids that actually hydrate you.
Okay.
You should have fluids that hydrate you. As a rule of thumb, they say half of your body weight in fluid ounces.
Right,
So if
so-
you weigh 200 pounds, then you should be drinking 100 fluid ounces. If you weigh 100 pounds, you should be drinking 50 fluid ounces, right? But
Damn, that sucks. I gotta drink 100.
but does not include things like tea, soup,
So
coffee.
just straight water aside of all the other
Yeah,
foods.
it can be water, it can be organic coconut water, and even to
The
put
electrolyte
lemon.
stuff.
Yeah, even putting lemon in water holds it inside your body longer than just regular water.
Huh.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot of people drink a lot of water, but because they don't have any of the other nutrients, it just passes through them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they
it
don't
passes
actually
through.
absorb any of
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, that's what happens to me. That's why I have to pee a lot.
Probably.
Because I do drink a lot of water
Probably.
at work.
So
Yeah.
if you put lemon juice in it, it's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I got to
So
bring
now you
lemons
know.
to work as well.
You-
Thanks a lot, Mom.
Dude, she's trying to save your life.
I know, I get it, but still.
Because again,
more work.
the question was how
I'm
do
lazy.
we how do we keep killing each other for the next
Yeah.
few years?
So, but that's the word, right? You said
Yeah.
because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody being lazy is what's contributing to everybody's diabetes, everybody's, heart attacks, strokes, all these issues that we have is simply because we are lazy,
That is true.
right?
Yes, I get that.
I get that.
So you can be
I'm
lazy
there.
and live a short life, or you can be a little bit more proactive and live a longer life. And actually, you can live a long life, but can you live a long, healthy life?
yeah, it's the quality of life.
Right?
Versus,
It's the quality of life.
Yeah.
Because I see people, they have, their pill box, they're taking like 8 pills in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
8 pills in the evening,
I have 4.
just to get through the day.
Yeah.
And for what? You still eat terrible. You still
Yeah.
drink the wrong
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
You,
I once spoke to this dentist.
uh-huh.
I won't say the name, mainly because I can't remember the name.
There's a
But,
pill for that.
I was at a Chamber of Commerce event and we were
Uh-huh.
networking, and I said, "Oh, hey, you should join our gym." And he goes, "Why?" I said, "Well, because it's good for you."
You meant
You know?
he was fat.
Yes. Right? And
She
and,
sees a need, she fills it.
and then she
Instead of saying you're fat, come to the gym.
and then I said, "Oh," and he goes, "Oh yeah, I have." I said, "Oh, do you have high blood pressure?" He says, "Oh yeah, I have high blood pressure." He goes, "Oh yeah, I'm also diabetic." And then I said, "Oh, so what are you doing about your diabetes?" He said, "Oh, I just take my pills." I said, "Oh no," I said, "Are you careful with what you eat?" I said, "Not really. That's what the pills are for."
Wow.
Okay, that's a bad
Right?
attitude. Even I know
So-
that much.
So, so I mean, I'm sure that's the extreme,
Right,
but I'm
right.
sure it's not. It's kind of normal.
It's far more common than
This
Yeah,
person was
yeah.
just honest,
Yeah.
right?
Right,
This
most people
person
are
was
not.
just honest. People are not honest.
they're even
but I
lazy about
think-
honesty.
Yeah.
I have been trying.
So no, you've
Yeah.
you've done. I
Yeah.
mean, shoot, from the first day that we met
Yeah.
to now,
Thank you.
you've made huge leaps.
I've
Remember
lost
how-
20 pounds.
Remember how round his face was? It looked like a pumpkin.
Thanks a lot.
Dude, you did the before and after
Yes,
of your
that picture
pictures,
was
and
bad.
there's a big
Yeah.
difference.
No, yeah. Even like your the color, everything
Yeah.
is. You look much healthier.
You have a nicer shine to your head.
That's because I use there's this
Oh,
shoe
you
polish.
polish it on? I got it. Yes. It's a
Well,
good way
thank
to
you
do
for
it.
at least admitting that I have been trying. So.
No,
had
really,
to
you
wait.
have, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You
it's very
just-
important.
I just need to work on you some more.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
he's a bit stubborn. I mean, and he has a lot
Very
of injuries. But that's part of the reason why I think nutrition then becomes so important is because we do physical things that we gain injuries. We have repetitive injuries. We get hurt. We have, bruising, which that's also taxing on the body as well.
And joint issues, right?
A lot
have-
of joint issues.
My knees are.
Joint issues are also part of inflammation.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
Let's talk about this.
So inflammation is also a side effect of your liver not being.
Okay, you really need to talk to me about this celery thing because
Yeah.
I already don't want to drink water. So I need to drink
Yeah,
something.
no, really, and so there's two of the reasons why I pursued this specific cleansing diet
Uh-huh.
is because I started to get joint pain in my hands.
Oh no.
Right? And the doctors was like, "Oh, we'll just give you this cortisone shot." But after a while, cortisone can weaken.
Crystallize,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, it can weaken your
Yeah, it sure does. Because I've had a lot of those and they don't do anything for me.
yeah,
We can
your ligaments,
Okay.
right?
Oh.
And you can only do so much.
Yeah, because
And
after
then
they
the
crystallize
only
it all,
other
it just
the only
doesn't-
other thing was surgery. And then surgery, they said, "Oh, well, we can only do one hand at a time, and if we do surgery, you can't work out for 8 weeks." And I said, "I am not going to do that because I am not going to work out for 8 weeks." Right? So then
You'd
I
go
said,
stir
"There's
crazy.
got to be something else." Right? And another thing that started happening out of the blue, I started getting heart palpitations.
Oh no.
And the doctor said, "Oh, when you get older, you become more sensitive to caffeine."
Right.
Right? That just kind of didn't sit well with
It
me.
kind of seemed
right?
like a canned answer.
She likes tea.
Yeah,
Yes, she does.
and then so she, and then they did all this. I got a Holter, I did an EKG, I did everything, and there's nothing wrong with your heart. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your heart.
But there's a notable difference.
But I was getting really bad heart palpitations to the point where I couldn't sleep sometimes, or to the point that when I was working, I had to actually go lie down because I was so uncomfortable.
Right.
And this was like really affecting my daily life.
Right.
And I
Wow.
cut out all my caffeine,
Uh-huh.
I drank more water, but nothing,
It's still happening.
right? It kept on happening. And then I started the celery cleanse. And it's not just the celery. There's a lot of things attached to it. But I should say not a celery cleanse. I should say a liver cleanse,
Right.
right?
Right.
I started this liver cleanse, and in between 4 and 5 weeks, my heart palpitations completely stopped.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
and my
Joints are better?
My joints are better. Even I had on this knee, I had fallen a few years ago, and I had a torn meniscus, and there were a lot of exercises that I couldn't do.
Right.
Now I can do them,
Holy.
and it barely hurts.
Is it weird
Yeah.
that my liver hurts right now? Like I'm like so focused on my liver right now that I'm like, dude, this thing feels like it's kind of. Oh,
Yeah. So
man.
so really, I think.
Cleansing your body is
Cleansing,
really a big.
yeah, cleansing your body, and but you have to be careful with the word cleansing,
Right.
Because when people think cleansing, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go on a cleanse, and you take these pills that make you have diarrhea, and then, oh, I lost 5 pounds. Well,
Yeah,
you've
you
lost
really
5
didn't
pounds of
Fluid.
Junk that was in your
junk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And then when you start eating, you gain it back.
Gain the junk
And-
back up.
Right, and so
And that's why you see those yo-yo
and then
diets,
the
right? Yeah.
cleanse is really cleansing your intestines,
Right.
right? Because you're just pooping everything out.
Right. Not
But
necessarily.
we're not talking about a liver cleanse,
Right.
right? So we're talking about you need to go on a cleanse that's specifically a liver cleanse.
Right.
You know, I can give you all the information that.
Please, no, I would love that because I'm way too scared right now to not do it.
Yeah, and anybody
Fear.
else that's watching this video,
Yes.
you
What do
can
you
reach out to
say-
me. I can, I
She'll
can give
point you in the right
more-
direction.
Yeah.
So what do you say to the new people that come into the gym wanting to do, they always come in, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to do this, blah, blah, blah.
I want to look like a model.
Yeah, and I remember the first thing you said to me is make a list of what you eat. I mean, that was your first thing, and then I was like, well, that doesn't sound like what 24 Hours says. They said, okay, sign here, give us
Start this
money, and you're going
workout.
to get on this machine and do all this stuff. And I'm like, and I thought, who's lying? Right? And then I got to know you better. I said, okay, those assholes are lying.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, right? I mean, a lot of people come in here thinking you're going to give them the same spiel that all the other places do. But it's totally different here. Because I know it for a fact, because that's what you were telling me. Write a list of everything you eat from day one, from morning.
I mean, because when you think about it, when you go to your doctor, right, they give you a physical, right? They want to
People
know,
lie.
right? when when you get a physical, it's like, oh, let's do a blood test,
Heart, lung.
let's look at your,
Right.
right? And then they do a blood test, you have a blood panel, and they're going to use that as the baseline,
Right.
right? And then whether it's good or bad, you go back, and then it's gotten either worse or it's gotten better,
Right.
right? So
Right.
when I say write everything down, that's the baseline. Because
Right.
how can I even help you if I don't even know what you're doing? I have no baseline. I have nothing to help you with.
But see, you don't hear that at the other
No.
place. Like I said, I mean, I've been to other gyms where they're just like, okay, I'm going to set you up with a guy and
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
give him more money and then we're going to have you,
No. Well, I mean,
I mean, I'm just saying what I know. And
Well,
Yeah.
no,
professional
I
stuff.
get it, but and it seems that the approach then is a very individualistic approach to each person. Like
it
each
is
one
because
is
we are individual,
right.
right?
And not a lot of people acknowledge that when it comes to the process of giving information and helping somebody along reach their goals.
And it's exactly what I was saying about the other gyms when I've been to the other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always, oh, you're just going to do these things. Never thinking about what my diet was like in the process of losing that weight.
Yeah, but you also have to keep in mind that it's just like I said, right? The big corporations, any kind of big corporation is all about how you
Numbers.
can, it's all that same, oh, it's the bottom line,
Right,
right?
yeah. Right,
It's
right.
the bottom line, right? So you hire people that are young, right?
Ambitious.
That look good,
That look good,
ambitious,
right.
right?
Yeah.
And they're certified.
Look like they could have
you
worked
know,
for Abercrombie
but-
Fitch.
But at 20 years old, honestly, I'm 58, right? At 20 and at 58, I've gone through 38 years more of life experience. Not necessarily school experience,
Right.
but life experience.
Practical, because you've
Right?
seen the changes in
I've-
yourself.
Yeah, I've gotten cancer twice, right? I've had 2 children,
Right.
right? A lot of stuff has happened,
Right.
and I'm married, I own a business, I've helped hundreds of people, right? So along the way, as long as you keep an open mind, you're gonna know more,
Right, of course.
right? And, and that 18-year-old or 22-year-old may be very competent,
Right.
in the brain,
Right.
right? But as far as experience, they don't have It's impossible.
Which
Experience
is why I was
something
telling him
that,
earlier today, the only reason why he gets beat by me all the time is because I know more stuff.
That experience.
And that's the
yeah,
experience. is
exactly.
because-
I mean, you're a great student and you're amazing,
Right.
but you can't, like the years of experience is something that you just have to wait until you become his age.
And
You know?
because I'm talking to you, hopefully I'm a lot better off at his age.
Jerk.
Hey, it's true. I
It
tell you all
probably
the
is.
time.
Yeah.
That's why mom wants to get you healthier.
No, and I'm glad that we're talking to you today because, you know, a lot of stuff that we do in the martial arts is very detrimental to our own health.
Because we stop.
We're hitting each other, you know, we're hitting each other with sticks, knives, and whatever else. And it's for us, it's for our own safety
Right.
because we want to survive the day
Right.
when we get into an actual physical
Right,
contact
right.
fight.
But then what do we do after we train?
Then we go eat. And usually
We
over
go
Hawaiian
eat,
Drive
some
and-
of us go drink, you know, we get some like
But
a
that- and-
burrito.